Before we argue about the Bible and the contradictions, Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, we must understand the purpose why the Bible was written. The primary reason of the Bible is for edification and to help us to come closer to our Maker. Now, talking about the creation in Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now, what chapter 2 of Genesis talks about creation is just a zoomed in on some specific topic that were not discussed in chapter 1. Now, if you read carefully, you will discover that the Garden of Eden was not mentioned in chapter 1. The various mineral resources, talking about the gold, the ons, if that's how it's pronounced, the bdellium, the rivers, the various trees, the tree of life, of knowledge, of good, of evil, they were not mentioned in chapter 1 if we read carefully. Now you will understand that the purpose of Genesis was not necessarily to give us the chronological order of creation. That was not the purpose of Genesis chapter 1. It was not necessarily to give us the chronological order of creation, but to let us know that yes, even though these things were created in order, but it is not for us to know the exact how and when they were aligned. Genesis chapter 1 only told us that God said, "Let there be," and there was. But it did not tell us the process it followed for the thing itself to come into actualization, if that is the correct word. Okay, now if Genesis chapter 1 says he made man and woman, now Genesis chapter 2 says he made man first, then he made the woman. Then Genesis 1 is just more of the summary of what has happened. Genesis 2 is just a kind of expansion on what happened in Genesis chapter 1. So I do not see that as a contradiction. I see it as a main expansion zoomed in into some actions that must have taken place.